Here again with another franchise ranking video, and happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Of course, by the picture you see and the title of this video, I'm going to be ranking all the movies in the Leprechaun franchise, from my least favorite to my favorite. Obviously, this franchise isn't very good. Some of them you can have fun with, and I'll say this, without spoiling anything, my ranking is quite unique. Now, my history with this franchise, I watched the original 3 movies more than once. I actually own them all on VHS. I probably watched them all at least 3 or 4 times, but it's been a long time since I watched the first 3 Leprechaun movies. I did watch Leprechaun in Space, or Leprechaun 4 in Space, when it came out. Didn't remember anything about it except for the spider part. And then I watched Leprechaun in the Hood when that came out in 2000 when I worked at Blockbuster Video, but didn't remember anything about that. So some of these, 3 of them, are going to be first-time watches for me. But again, my ranking is quite unique, and it is my opinion. Not everybody's going to have the same ranking, especially me. So my opinion could change. It'll be interesting if they ever make another Leprechaun movie, which it sounds like they're going to, what my opinion is once I rewatch all these films, because my opinion was completely different than what I thought it was going to be. So, obviously, this video is going to contain spoilers. What spoilers? I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to talk about some spoilers that are in these films. So, make sure that you leave your ranking of this franchise in the comment section. Hulk smash the like button if you're a fan of my channel. I do a lot of things on this channel, so there's got to be something that you like. And, of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV. So again, my ranking is quite unique. 8 films in this franchise. Coming in 8th place for me is going to be Leprechaun 5 in the Hood. Plot is he's been in the countryside, he's been downtown, he's been to Las Vegas, he's even been in space. Now the evil leprechaun is in the hood. 3 young artists are looking for a break. They need money to buy some music equipment so they can go to Las Vegas and enter a contest. They meet up with a local pimp named Mac Daddy, who agrees to hook them up, but later declines. The rappers want to get even with him, so one night they break into Mac's place and steal a lot of his jewelry, gold, and even the medallion from an ugly-looking statue. Shouldn't have done that, because without the medallion, the statue transforms into the leprechaun, who goes on a killing spree looking for his missing gold once again. And the song says it all. There's nothing scarier than a lep in the hood. So, Leprechaun in the Hood, I just didn't like it. To me, it was boring. Now, my opinion might change on a rewatch of this movie. I didn't remember anything about it the first time I watched it, and I was just really bored. Ice-T, who is Mac Daddy in this movie, he's like not even really in the movie. He's in like 4 scenes or something. Like, he's not in it very long. Obviously, he's in it, but he's like in it for probably 20 minutes or less. And the 3 guys that the movie kind of follows, they don't really interest me. They're not very interesting to me. I know some people like them, and the magic flute that he has, the leprechaun, Mac Daddy, I just didn't really like it. I don't really have a lot of bullet points about this movie. I just didn't like it. I was having a hard time, staying focused trying to watch it. So, Leprechaun in the Hood, coming in at number 8. Coming in 7th place for me is going to be Leprechaun Origins. Now, this movie, backpacking through the lush Irish countryside, 2 unsuspecting young couples discover a town's chilling secret. Ben, Sophie, David, and Jenny quickly discover the idyllic land is not what it appears to be when the town's residents offer the hikers an old cabin at the edge of the woods. Soon the friends will find that one of Ireland's most famous legends is a terrifying reality, and those last 2 I didn't care for at all. So, Leprechaun Origins, not a good movie by any means. I didn't like this. I didn't like Leprechaun in the Hood, but I found myself a little bit more entertained during Leprechaun Origins. But I didn't like the fact that the leprechaun is a monster really in this one. Has no charisma at all. You got the guy that played Hornswoggle in the WWE, Dylan something, I can't remember how to pronounce his last name, but you wasted somebody who can give you charisma to make him a monster. I like the fact that they did something different. I did watch some special features on it. They didn't want to do the same Leprechaun movie, so I can respect that. And the movie's not very good though. It fell flat for me, but there were some. I guess I was just more into this one than Leprechaun in the Hood. So Leprechaun Origins comes in 7th place. Again, those movies, I don't ever really want to watch them again, but I probably will once they have another Leprechaun movie coming out. Coming in 6th place for me, a movie that I enjoyed slightly, I'll say, will be Leprechaun 6, Back to the Hood. The hairdresser, Emily Woodrow, finds a fortune in gold coins, and she shares the amount with her close friends. However, the owner is the evil leprechaun that returns from hell to retrieve his treasure back, killing each member of the greedy group. So, again, not the best movie, but I kind of like some of the main characters. You had the main guy who, he didn't really have a lot of personality, but he was okay. But his friend, who, spoiler alert, dies in the movie, I was entertained by him. Leprechaun, smoking a bunch of weed like he did in Leprechaun in the Hood. It's one of those things. I shake my head at it. I would rather have these movies be more horror-based than more comedy-based. And obviously that makes it really not scary at all. But I really don't have a lot of details about this one because it was okay. It was better than Leprechaun in the Hood and better than Leprechaun Origins. But, those two movies I would probably give Leprechaun in the Hood 0 stars. Leprechaun Origins a half a star, and this one probably 1 star. So again, not very good, but I found some entertainment value in it. So Leprechaun Back to the Hood comes in 6th place for me. Coming in 5th place, and you're probably scratching your head right now with my ranking. You should know where this is going. Is going to be Leprechaun Returns in 5th place. Premise is 25 years ago, a young woman and her friend stopped an evil leprechaun by shoving a 4-leaf clover in its mouth and watching its melting body fall into a well in North Dakota. Well, what happened to this pot of gold is anybody's guess. So today the property is run by the AU sorority house of Premier Echo Science College. A group of students decided to spend their summer vacation turning the house into a perfect green living Adobe climate change, for the world, and it would be challenging enough without the depraved leprechaun they unwillingly retrieve. Now he's back and determined to get his gold by teaching these ladies a lesson in murder. Except they aren't having it. The women band together and find his gold and add taking down the leprechaun to their course load. So this one was all right. I like the fact that this one goes back to the beginning, which was a good, it was good. You have the character of Lila, who's actually the daughter of Jennifer Aniston's character from the first Leprechaun, who, of course, was Tori. And so they tie it in. You have the character of Ozzy return in this movie. He, unfortunately, spoiler alert, dies, but he's a ghost, too. But it was enjoyable. I found it entertaining. Now, the thing I didn't like about Leprechaun Returns, it's got some jump scares, but the Leprechaun is annoying. Like the hee, his laughing, and that really annoyed the shit out of me. But I can't discredit the movie because I was entertained during this one. There's a really cool kill where a body gets sliced in half. That was neat. That was the character of Andy who gets sliced in half. Yes, I have some notes on some of these characters just because I don't remember hardly any of their names except for Tori and Ozzy. Those are sticking with me. But just the Leprechaun is the problem in Leprechaun Returns. The he, or I can't remember exactly how he does it because it's been a couple weeks since I watched it now, but it was annoying. But I did really like the fact that they went back to the beginning with this one, so it made it more interesting. I like the characters of Katie and Rose, the sorority sisters, and then you have the character Meredith, the bad news one. Leprechaun makes deals with people and he doesn't kill them right away, but then later in the movie he kills them. So I don't know. Enough about that movie. It was entertaining. I'd probably give this one 1.5 stars to 2 stars, maybe, if I'm in a good mood. So Leprechaun Returns is my number 5. Now from here on out, I could probably watch the rest of these, and I'd have nitpicks, but the nitpicks are, they're nitpicks that I'll still watch them regardless of the nitpicks. So coming in fourth place for me, which some of you might cancel me for this one, is going to be Leprechaun, the 1992 OG movie starring Jennifer Aniston. In North Carolina, Dan O'Grady returns from Ireland where he tricked the leprechaun and stole his gold coins. However, the leprechaun has followed him and kills his wife, Mrs. O'Grady, but Dan succeeds to lock him in a box in the basement with a 4-leaf clover on top of the box. Dan is ready to torch the house, but he has a heart attack before the arson. And then 10 years later, J.D., Jennifer Aniston's father, buys the house for a very low price and moves from Los Angeles with his daughter, Tori Redding, intending to renovate the house. He hires 3 men, construction company with Nathan, Ozzy, and Alex, and they paint the house. Tori shows attraction to Nathan. Ozzy goes to the basement. He accidentally removes the clover. Nobody believes him that he saw a leprechaun because Ozzy's kind of like a guy that nobody really pays attention to. And the leprechaun wants to retrieve his 100 gold coins, beginning a crime spree. So I must say that I was kind of bored watching this movie. Obviously, this is the first one I watched. I watched the first 4 movies all on a Sunday. And then the next day I watched 2 more. And then the next day I watched 2 more. So I found myself dozing off during this one a few times. But I know the movie is probably one of the scariest ones in the franchise because it was more horror-based in 1992, and obviously they went a different route with all the other movies. And I did like the character of Tori. I did like the character of Ozzy. I didn't like Nathan all that much, and the little kid, Alex, or I thought he called him AJ in the movie. I didn't remember every little detail about it. He annoys me in every movie that I've seen him in, which is not a lot of movies, but he just annoys me. But it's good. I wish Jennifer Aniston would be more open to this movie, which she has been more of late, but she really needs to. Hey, I was in a horror movie. Remember Leprechaun? But yeah, Leprechaun, nothing special here, but I could see myself rewatching it, and that's why that's in fourth place. Yes, I know my list is freaking crazy right now. You know the movies that I haven't said yet, especially one. So we'll get to that here. Coming in third place for me is going to be Leprechaun 3. Now, truth be told, I thought this would be my favorite one. That's the one when I was younger, when I was a kid in the mid-90s. That's the one I liked the most, but my opinion changed. But, it's a normal night in Las Vegas. All the lights were flashing brightly until a man with one hand, one leg, and one hand, one eye, and one leg walks into a pawn shop with a statue of a hideous-looking leprechaun, and the owner claims it's good luck charm. The statue also wore a medallion around its neck. The careless pawn shop owner took the medallion off, setting the leprechaun free, along with his pot of gold that everyone wants. And like before, he'll kill anyone who goes near it. And then going into town, a young man named Scott, who was off to L.A. to go to school, along the way meets a sarcastic but friendly girl named Tammy. Scott tries gambling but loses everything, and keep in mind Scott's not old enough to gamble, so he goes to the pawn shop to pawn his Rolex watch. At the pawn shop, he finds the dead owner and one of the leprechaun's gold coins that grants a wish to its finder. Scott wishes for a winning streak, but what he does not know is that the casino is run by crooked men who hate to lose. And also in the casino is an ignorant, dim magician, Fazio, and Loretta, a middle-aged gal. And before the leprechaun shows up to claim his coin, he bites Scott, and in the process, some of the leprechaun's green blood spills into Scott's wound. So before long, Scott transforms into a tall leprechaun and needs some help. Only trouble is the hospital doesn't accept his insurance company. Green Cross, the leprechaun kills and mauls everyone in his path for the measly gold coin, and Scott must choose whether to destroy the pot of gold as well as the leprechaun or keep it and remain a leprechaun himself. That was long. So this movie's okay. Some of the characters are okay. There's just parts in the movie where it drags and nothing happens. but it does have some good elements in it. I did like the character of Tammy. Scott's okay. Fazio, okay. Loretta, yeah. There's the one part where the one bad guy's tied up in the bed, and then the boobs and the... Yeah, that's... I like the premise, the gambling, but where does that fit into the Leprechaun franchise? It's kind of random, I guess, and I don't know. Some of these movies are random. What do I know? But that's my enjoyment level. I put it at number 3 at this point. Again, I would probably watch it again, and maybe my opinion will change. So, coming in second place for me, which you're probably shocked at one specifically that I didn't say yet, Leprechaun 2. On his 1000th birthday, a mean leprechaun gets to choose a bride by making her sneeze 3 times, and then she's his. Only the bride he chooses is the daughter of his slave, so Leprechaun must wait till his 2000th birthday to claim the woman of his nightmares. The descendant of the woman he wanted to marry already has a boyfriend, a brave young man named Cody, who lives with his swindler Uncle Morty, and together they run a tour company called Dark Side Tours. And Leprechaun, of course, soon wakes up, kills a bunch of people, and kidnaps the bride-to-be. It's soon up to Cody to save her, and only Iron can destroy Leprechaun. Morty has an idea, but soon goes horribly wrong when he gets too greedy. Cody ventures into Leprechaun's home to save Bridget, but little does he know that a Leprechaun's home has many surprises. So I found this one really entertaining. I like the dynamic between Cody and Morty. Morty was especially fun when they got the Leprechaun drunk at the bar. Was he really drunk though? I don't know. Leprechaun, does that really affect him? Bridget was okay. She's cute. That was nice. Of course, this movie's dated. It's really old, but I kind of liked it. It entertained me, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some of these are, so hard to like rank because they're all so similar. I guess I didn't say that with the last one. I'd probably give that one a 1.5 stars, and this one I would probably go to 2, just because I was really entertained by this particular movie, and I liked, his, Cody and Morty, and then Cody and Bridget's relationship. Of course, unfortunately, Morty doesn't make it, but I like this one. What can I say? So. Obviously, you know what my number 1 is, and you're probably like, huh? Did not think this was going to happen at all. So, my number 1, obviously, is Leprechaun 4 in space. I didn't remember anything about the previous Leprechaun. When I watched Leprechaun 4 in space one time, when it came out in 97. Maybe it was 98 that I watched it. I don't know if I watched it right away. And the only part I remembered is the guy that turns into the spider, essentially. Or arachnid, I guess. And I was just really entertained by this. I got some... okay, well, first things first, the special effects are absolutely terrible in this movie. The CGI, whatever they have in this movie, is not good. But it's so good, it's so bad, it's good sort of thing. It kind of reminded me of Jason X to a degree. I got some Aliens vibes as well. I know, does it really compare to Aliens? Hell no. At best, I would give this movie a 2, maybe 2.5 stars, but probably not that good. I know everybody else has it low on their ranking. I know it's 7th, 8th, or 6th at best. I was surprised. That's why I sat on this ranking for a while, because I'm like, really? Leprechaun 4 in space is my favorite movie in the Leprechaun franchise. Books was okay as our male lead. You had Tina, Dr. Tina, who I thought was really hot. She was good. You had the Dr. Knittenhand, the guy that's like doesn't have very many body parts left, and I thought he was entertaining and like diabolical. And then he's trying to use stem cell stuff to grow into a body or make himself whole again. Him turning into the spider, his lab assistant of sorts, I guess. I don't know if you call him a lab. I don't remember that character's name, but he was interesting. And then you have Princess Zarnia, and I thought she was great. She's apparently Leprechaun chooses her, and then she finds out that he has a lot of money, and then she grows a liking to him, but you don't really see her a lot in the movie. And then they have this thing, which I'll go back to some details in the movie, where since she's a princess, if she shows her tits, basically it's don't get too excited, boys. On the planet Dominia, when a woman of royal blood shows you her breasts, it's a best sentence. So I thought that was kind of cool to kind of throw in there as a random thing. You had the metalhead guy, like kind of the sergeant or the leader of this group, and he becomes like really flamboyant and like malfunctioning at the end of the movie. So that was, I was kind of confused but entertained. And then you have Styx. Did I write that down right? I thought he was a really cool character. I was hoping he would survive. I really enjoyed his character. But Tina, Styx, just the whole Jason X vibe I get out of this, which I like Jason X. I know a lot of people don't, but I didn't think this would be my favorite. I had no idea that this one would be my favorite movie in the Leprechaun franchise, but it ended up being my favorite movie thus far in the Leprechaun franchise. And I expect when I rewatch all these movies again, my opinion will probably change. But I really like this one. I even sat on it for like 2 weeks and it didn't change. So Leprechaun 4 in Space is my number one. So there you have it. I know, weird ranking, and this was kind of sloppy. Like, it's kind of hard. A lot of rankings that I saw after I watched all the movies finally, the videos were like 8 minutes long. So I wanted to give some plot points that I remembered and some things that I typed up. So hopefully it was a good ranking. Well, good as in detailed enough and not just a quick 8 minute long video when you're talking about 8 movies. Make sure you like and subscribe. Don't just be mad that I talked about the Leprechaun movies and put Leprechaun 4 in Space as my number one. I do a lot of other stuff on this channel. I'll put my my franchise ranking videos right here so you can see all the different franchises that I've ranked, like Scream, Saw, Mission Impossible, the Spider-Man franchise, all the live action movies. Share this video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on my very unique ranking. Make sure you leave your ranking of the Leprechaun franchise. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. Where's me gold? And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.